The chairman just took a sip of the tea from the poor family. The next second he realized that the poor family in front of him was not simple. Just because he knew that the tea was worth tens of millions, he instantly became curious about the identity of the poor family in front of him. At this moment, a middle-aged woman in ordinary clothes brought a basket of 1,000-year-old Ganoderma lucidum worth tens of millions as a gift to the chairman. The chairman was instantly afraid of the identities of the two people in front of him. He didn't know that this poor couple was actually the richest man in City A. They had been living in seclusion in this small village in order to train their son to be a responsible man. This day the boy brought his girlfriend home. The chairman personally came to this remote village to investigate the boy's family for his daughter. But as soon as he stepped into the boy's house, he was surprised by the poor appearance in front of him. So he immediately ordered his daughter to break up with the boy. The richest man felt mixed emotions after hearing this. He didn't want to destroy his son's happiness because of his disguise. So he wanted to make his identity as the richest man public. But he was afraid that his son would find out that his family had assets worth over 100 million yuan. His son would go on a path of being intoxicated by money. So the richest man sent his son and his girlfriend out because the elders wanted to discuss important matters. The richest man's wife hurriedly poured a cup of tea for her future father-in-law. At this time, the chairman was still mocking the richest couple for not working hard enough because they were poor. The next second, he was surprised by the seemingly ordinary tea in his hand. He knew that the tea in his hand was worth 10 million yuan per kilogram. Then the richest man took out a box of expensive watches and asked the chairman to choose one he liked. At this moment, the chairman couldn't believe his eyes at all, because each watch in the box was worth tens of millions. At this time, the young couple outside the house were still anxiously waiting for the discussion of both fathers. The girl was worried that his father would refuse such a marriage. She immediately proposed the idea of eloping to the boy. But the next second, the girl's father came out, and the attitude towards the boy's father became very respectful. Before leaving, the richest man suddenly remembered that they had not yet discussed the gift for the girl. Upon hearing this, the chairman immediately said excitedly that he did not want a gift. Then the chairman took his daughter and said that he was very satisfied with the boyfriend she found. The boy was also very happy to hear this. The chairman took his daughter and the boy and told them to cultivate their relationship well. He also told them that they could hold a wedding tomorrow if they wanted. Although the chairman had not guessed the true identity of the boy's parents, he knew that they were definitely not ordinary people. The next day, the richest man held a wedding for his son and his girlfriend. He also deliberately held the wedding in the countryside. Because the richest man had not yet decided to tell his son that his family actually had assets of over 100 million yuan, he asked his friends to ride a tricycle to attend the wedding to keep a low profile. After getting off the car, the richest man's friends were almost shaken and vomited on the spot. They didn't know why the richest man must ask them to ride this tricycle. The friend's wife told her friend that the richest man believed that raising his son in poverty would make him responsible, but she couldn't help but feel pity for the boy, because the boy had lived a hard life for 20 years because of the richest man's idea. But as good friends of the richest man, they could only act with the richest man. But the boy's grandfather did not approve of the richest man's approach. He complained that the richest man had made his grandson suffer for 20 years. The angry grandfather was ready to tell the boy the truth immediately. After hearing this, the grandmother reminded the grandfather to prepare the property certificate and black card for his grandson. After the grandfather confirmed that everything was ready, the two entered the house. At this time, the richest man's friends in the house were congratulating the richest man. But at this time, the richest man told them not to reveal their identities for a while. The friends had to agree after hearing this. Then the richest man's parents arrived at the wedding scene. When the richest man saw it, he immediately asked his parents why they didn't wear the old clothes he prepared for them. But the old man didn't want to pay attention to the richest man at all. The richest man also persuaded his father that if they dressed like this, the boy would discover his secret. But the old man was very determined to tell this secret to his grandson. The richest man immediately persuaded his father that now was not a good time. The mother immediately grabbed the richest man's ear. She scolded the richest man that his grandson would only get married once in his life. Was he going to let his grandson hold a wedding in this shabby place? The richest man saw that his parents were determined and he immediately said that he would tell his son the secret after the wedding. Just when the richest man fooled his parents, the richest man's wife suddenly found that every guest present was dressed elegantly. They didn't look like poor people at all. The richest man immediately ordered his men to take all the clothes that others didn't want in the village. In an instant, the group of elegant friends just now turned into street beggars. The richest man's wife thought that the richest man's behavior was a bit exaggerated, but the richest man didn't think so. He also told his friends not to let his son find out anything. Just then the bride and groom came out. The bride was shocked by the scene in front of her as soon as she went out. Just then the richest man's snobbish brother also arrived. He came with a fierce momentum and was ready to destroy the boy's wedding.